fine.
I figured we'd just have a
chit-chat.
conversation. Yeah.
That's what the best shoot interviews are, I think.
Yeah.
Just chatting.
All right, well, here's FWE owner Jordan Schneider on the sidelines doing the voice work, talking to the Young Bucks after less than 24 hours removed from their insane tables, ladders, and chairs match.
Possibly 12 hours, huh? 14?
Yeah, not even. Like, I don't know. Sitting here with the gold. And first of all, how do you feel?
I feel like he said earlier when you asked him that he felt like he got hit by a train.
I always do feel that way.
So nothing, no extra damage.
I'm a bit beat up. I think he got the worst of it. He did a couple more stunts than I did, but
at this point in our careers, our reputation is kind of, it's so high that we have to do the things we do. So it's like being sore is kind of a normal thing.
It's part of the deal. Like we were talking about this yesterday. Like we're in competition with ourselves almost. Like, because everyone's like, "Oh, you guys are the greatest." Well, stop saying that. Now I got to go out there and prove why you think I'm the greatest. And it's like, it used to be like we're competing with other tag teams, but now everyone's just put us up on this pedestal. So it's like, oh God, like, what are we gonna do tonight?
We can't just show up. But
we can't just show up.
We could.
We could, but I think we have too much of a too much pride in our work.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, which is a good thing though, because we want to top ourselves every time we wrestle.
Right. So physically we're sore, but we're happy. I mean, look at this.
The funny thing is, and I obviously won't name names, but there are certain wrestlers that A, blatantly refuse to go on after you. B, when they do, they don't like it very much. You know, I mean, I can't blame them. Obviously, you guys, like the whole night, everyone's going Young Bucks, Young Bucks, Young Bucks. You know, like
that's flattering.
Like,
I mean,
and in the FWE at least, every single person wants to top you guys, like you said. Last night, Bandito, JT Dunn. If you guys didn't have the TLC, maybe I don't know.
I didn't
as far as a one-on-one match, that was like the closest anyone's ever come. But every single time, you guys steal the show. It's just amazing.
That's what we do. It's what we try to do. It's what we pride ourselves in doing. So I mean, I'd like to see that match though. That you're putting up pretty high. So I'd like to look at it now. It's fun to have a little friendly competition. I think it's good for the business. You know, I mean, the fact that people are intimidated to go on after us is kind of telling that we're doing something right. I remember like a few years ago it happened for the first time we were at a show and I heard another one of the wrestlers talking to the different promoter. He's like, no, you got to switch the card. I can't go on. You know, I can't go on after the Young Bucks. Put them in the main event. At the time, we weren't even champions or anything. We were just like a normal tag match. Me and Nick overheard that. We're like, what? And then the promoter went ahead and put us on last, and we were like, wow, like, and that was really new to us. And ever since then, it's happening more and more and more and more. It's like it was funny when it happened with you, and we just kind of like laugh now. We're like, yeah, it's kind of our thing now. Like, if people want to go on.
I think it's good
us.
For the overall show, though.
Yeah, because everybody wants to have the best match.
Yeah. Dreamer and Drew brought it, man. They, like, I know they wanted to top you guys. Tommy obviously works his ass off every time.
Yeah, and if we could be the reason why more matches are getting better and better because they want to, you know,
it's a compliment.
Yeah, and that's good for FWE. It's good for wrestling in general.
I mean, that's what they said about the old ECW. Everyone wanted to top everyone, and I mean, look what happened to them. You know.
Yeah, and I'm sure it pisses some people off because like, oh, I got to work harder now for my paycheck.
Well, if you don't book those guys.
Yeah, you know, and if you want, I mean, you know, that's what you have to do. And in wrestling, in this modern style,
you gotta be able to hardest workers.
You gotta be able to work.
I mean, when we're looking at new tag teams to bring in, the first question we say is, can they hang with the Bucks? No point. If they can, bring them in, give them a match or two, you know, because really, there are very few teams that can go like you went last night before. The Addiction, Nice and Jigsaw, Adrenaline Express, you guys have been tearing it up with literally 2 years. Today is the 2-year anniversary of your FWE debut.
And
to the day, yeah. Well,
did you see it on your Time Hop app or what?
No, FWE Back to Brooklyn, our first pay-per-view, the 6-man, and you were talking about it, 2 years ago. When you came in, it was like, we'll obviously watch it later and do the alternate commentary, but you got a spattering of applause, It was like they were like, oh, cool. I think I've seen those guys before, and
that's true.
And then then you wrestled, and the standing ovation, and then HOH the next night, and then the next time we brought you back, and it was No Limits with the tag gauntlet, and the match you had with Adrenaline Express. And as the heels, you guys were so good that it just forced they were like, they used to like Adrenaline Express, and they were like, wait a minute, I don't like these guys anymore. Those guys, and it's just, but, I mean, Adrenaline Express, they're not necessarily considered up there. But what are your thoughts on working with them?
It's been fun. I was telling Matt earlier today that I think we had a great feud with them. I thought it was the perfect way to lead up to what everyone saw last night was when we finally won the titles, because I guess now hearing it from you is 2 years. I have no clue.
It's
that long.
it's cool because there's not a lot of long feuds in wrestling anymore. So it's like you watch these videos that you guys put together. It's really cool. It's like, oh my god, we really have had a history.
Past, yeah.
We've had a history with these guys, and I think you got to credit them too, because like from the first time we wrestled them to like most recent last night, those guys really stepped up their game.
Oh yeah,
As far as taking the big bumps, as far as just showing themselves, being themselves, like they've kind of found themselves a little bit more. I think they can be really good too. I think they just gotta wrestle a lot more. You know what I mean?
That's what's weird is we're pretty much the only place they team.
Exactly. And I think they need to get out there more, because I think they can be really good. I really do. I think they're getting it. And like I said, from 2 years ago now, I'm like, whoa, those guys have gotten a lot better.
Everything.
They went through 5 out of the 6 tables.
Yeah, they took the big stunts last night.
Yeah.
They made us, me and Nick Crowell, and we were watching back on some of the fans tweet us, little Instagram
Clips
videos
and stuff.
It's like, wow, they took that stuff like men. You know what I mean?
That last, double table off
Holy
the
crap.
ladder, EJ.
That's nuts.
Just
Yeah,
insane.
they were like almost like the unsung heroes, I think, of the match.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's talking about us, and it's kind and it's good for us. We're like, yeah, because we won and stuff. But I think they were kind of the unsung heroes in that match. They're the ones who took the big falls.
And it's kind of unfortunate, because I've always said they are one of the best tag teams. And, 2 guys that we just kind of threw together. They're actually, singles wrestlers, and we needed a tag team. I was like, oh, they look good together. Let's do that. And then we came up with a little storyline, and they, went through the tournament, and they won the titles the night you guys debuted.
Okay.
Honestly, which is...
I remember that.
Yeah, we had the tag tournament that night, so, of course, bring in new tag teams. And
That's right.
I've always wanted to bring you guys in. Literally, since day one, I was like, damn, I'd love to get those guys in. But,
How
living
did we
in
finally
California...
get hooked up with you? Was it Jay Lethal?
No, it was me. I
You?
said I was talking to Tommy, and we were
Okay.
doing the FWE HOH thing, and we were talking, and we put together the 6-man. You guys worked London and Kendrick,
Okay.
and I just
So I
shot you an
remember
email.
Lethal would put you guys over. He's like, oh, you guys gotta work here.
right.
You gotta work here.
I love Jay Lethal.
So then when you contacted me, I was like, oh yeah, you're the company.
Yeah, that's right.
Jay works.
I actually remember the email I sent you. It was like, hey man, me and Tommy are doing this show.
That's right.
Like, I want you to do this and this, and you were like, what? Really? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it was probably like, who is this kid? Why is he representing Tommy? But
Yeah, but I understood what was going on.
Yeah, it was good.
After
It was-
a few emails, I was like, okay, they're working together or whatever.
all right, it's not just some fake. Like, I want your autograph. No.
You never know. We get some bizarre emails.
Yeah, we get 10,
trust
10
me,
promoters a day.
I can imagine.
Or like the subject will read booking. I'm like, oh, cool. And I'll open it. It's like, want to do my podcast? Yeah, why would
Podcast booking.
for free. And I've my last guest was such and such. It's like, come on, man. I don't care who you interviewed.
That's why we handle all the media.
Right.
Like, because we've definitely had some podcasts that
Oh, I know.
snuck through the screening process. But usually we're pretty good with getting you
Right.
actual media.
Right.
But, so now you're here in New York,
Yes.
2 days FWE, back to California, home for...
2 or 3 days.
Couple days. Go to Japan.
For 5 days, big pay-per-view.
Where
10,000
Sumo
people.
Hall?
Yeah.
I think it's sold out.
sold out, 10,000 people.
Because the Young Bucks are on it.
Yeah. We're in a match. It's the Young Bucks versus the Hooligans and the Time Splitters.
Yeah,
It's a three-way. So that should be
6.
interesting. We go home for a couple of days. We do PWG in Reseda,
Yeah.
which is like our home company, and then next fly to Connecticut.
Us was the Hardy Boys. Then we
Fly home.
We go home for 3 days. Then
Back to LA.
Back to Japan for 21 days.
Yeah.
So what's that like, never seeing your families?
It's hard. It is. I have a 3-year-old. Well, she's 3 in 3 weeks. I'm going to miss her birthday. We fly on October 23rd. We're there till November 9th. I am missing Halloween.
I missed
the 31st.
my wife's birthday.
You were flying on the day of her birthday, right?
Yeah.
October 10th,
Yeah.
the Sumo Hall show.
Mhm.
But I'm missing my daughter's 3rd birthday. I'm missing Halloween and my 6-year wedding anniversary. Literally in like 4 days. It's all bang, bang, bang. I'm missing them all.
Yeah, those
Like-
little things that hurt.
Yeah, I missed them all last year too. So it's like, my wife's like, "Oh man, is this how it's always going to be?" I'm like, "Well, if New Japan books the same tour every year, I guess so." You know what I mean? So I make it up to them. Like I took my daughter and my wife to Disneyland, and we did the Halloween thing, and so that was cool. And I'm gonna have to really do something for her, for my daughter, something special before I leave to Japan, and then I'm gonna have somehow figure out a
Yeah,
wedding
we just can't take for
anniversary.
granted the days we're actually home.
Yeah, we never celebrate on the day. Like his birthday, the last 6 years we've been on an airplane. I've missed my last several. We've missed Valentine's Day the last.
Yeah, well, we missed it.
We missed it. The only thing we haven't missed is Christmas.
Yeah,
right?
that's what we make a point.
We flew. We were on an airplane last New Year's Day for the Tokyo Dome show.
Thanksgiving and Christmas is
we
two holidays.
we make those two usually. People don't run on those two holidays.
I don't think I'd take a booking on those.
No, I wouldn't miss Christmas.
Yeah.
I wouldn't miss Christmas. Halloween's hard now because like my kid like loves dressing up. So it's like, oh man, I gotta miss that. That's a freaking drag.
Does he dress like Baby Young Bucks?
No.
No?
She's all into the Disney Junior thing. She's
No tassels?
no, she's gonna stay far away from anything to do with wrestling. As
It's probably a wise decision.
Yes. It's tough though, but when we're home, and that's all we do is spend time with our family. So we make up for it with quality time when we are home.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Like I know, we were talking, it's the afternoon now, we're shooting this, and then later tonight we're probably shooting till 2 in the morning, whatever it is. You have a flight at 5. You don't sleep on planes.
Yeah.
Do you?
No.
Can't sleep on a plane?
Can't sleep on planes.
So you get home at 9 in the morning, daddy time.
Daddy time, straight
Family
to be dad,
time.
family time, and I gotta try
I gotta
to
stay up that whole day.
drink several cups of coffee. I'm a big.
I don't
coffee
drink
guy.
coffee, so I'm literally a zombie.
Yeah.
Literally a zombie.
I don't know how he
I'm
does
a
it.
zombie right now.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. He's starting to drink a little,
Well,
some frappuccinos and stuff like that.
I can only drink that because it tastes good.
Yeah.
I
But
do like
today
a
we
little
wrestled.
frappuccino.
I don't think
That's my wife.
we mentioned we wrestled today.
Yeah, we wrestled
We
tonight.
mentioned that,
Yeah, we wrestled tonight in Brooklyn. That'll be the 3rd show in a row, which isn't unusual. We've been in Japan. We've done 8 shows in a row before.
Yeah.
So 3 is not too bad, but the style here is really crazy and physical. So it is in Japan too, but
Yeah, but we're not like in Japan. We're not the main stars. We're the,
we're the
like-
undercard guys.
Yeah, so it's a lot easier. So
Not as much pressure. Go 10 minutes instead of go 25 to 40.
I was telling Matt.
My bad.
I told Matt last month. I was like, man, I need to go. I need to go to
25.
Japan. I need to take a break.
Yeah, who says that? And I gotta go to Japan and take a break. That's what we've been saying lately. Like,
But when you're the main event every night, it's like it's so demanding and so stressful. Then
there's a
when
lot
you go
of
to
pressure.
Japan, you're doing the opening card, the opening match. You're like, oh, thank God, I need it.
It's a lot of pressure when you're in the back and it's like the 3rd match and you hear Young
Roars,
Bucks. You're like,
I know.
what?
Yeah, you hear
Why are
the
they even
sound of-
talking about us right now? We're not out there for 2 hours, and then we're like, it hypes us up, like we gotta go out tonight to do some crazy stuff. Or
Do you ever worry that what you do isn't necessarily going to get the reaction that you were hoping
Oh,
for?
of course, that's your worry.
Yeah.
Every show you're at, it's
Especially now as the main event
Yeah.
everywhere. You never know. There could be some match that
Some
just
nights-
happens to steal
yeah.
the card and
absolutely. Some nights you're like,
damn.
nothing we can do tonight. They got it. That match did it.
And that's why we try to do things differently than most. Like sometimes we'll watch the whole show and get the vibe of what people have done before us, and then say, okay, we got to do this because this hasn't been done yet.
Yeah. We try to, like he said, we try to just strive to be different. We try
Like
to dress
jumping off the
different,
monitor.
do different, or jumping
Yeah.
off the $10,000 trust.
Yeah.
We try to bring at least one element to the show that hasn't been brought, no matter who's wrestled. All right, well, they haven't done that. Let's do that. You know what I mean? Like every show we're on, that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
Even at the Welcome to the Rumble show that we did with RVD Dreamer,
Mhm.
the match that everyone was talking about was you guys versus Nice and Jigsaw.
Oh,
And
right.
Nice and Jigsaw are pretty much unknowns.
Mhm.
I mean, you could say Nice right now, he's obviously elevating. Jigsaw, been in TNA, and he's top of his game, I hope.
Yeah.
Wish him a speedy recovery after last night's
Man,
deal.
his ankle freaking.
That was scary.
I remember looking at him, holy crap. Did he break his ankle or something?
I think it was pretty close, and if
Yeah.
it,
The doctor was talking to me. He said he's okay. He thinks,
Yeah.
but it was close. He said
Thank God.
he messed it up
Yeah.
pretty good.
But anyway, with RVD, Tommy Dreamer brawling all over the building, and people still talking about the match you guys had, like,
That's cool.
I mean,
That's flattering to us whenever big stars are on the show and they're
Yeah,
still
it was a
talking.
normal tag match,
Yeah.
yeah.
so it was just our act. without
And the
gimmicks.
funniest part of that night was, which I happened to be there for, was either you guys walked in the locker room or Rob walked in the locker room,
Mhm.
and there was a very slow, "Hello, sir, how are you doing?"
It was
but then
still
it was
weird.
hugs and
Right. I mean, we saw him earlier that day. We were walking like I think in this hotel actually,
Yeah.
and we saw him in the hallway, and he's like, "Hey guys," and we had a moment where it was like we shook hands and buried the hatchet a little bit, And we saw him again later on. I think he was just kind of playing it up a little bit more.
Yeah, he's kind of ripping
goofing
us.
off
Yeah.
us a little bit.
I mean, I know he watched your match, at least part of it, and he was like, I want to see this, you know? Like, he was stretching in the back and then got up, watched, and then went back to stretch. So, whatever, there's obviously some level of respect there, you know?
Oh, I mean, when I was 15, I waited in line 2.5 hours to meet him. You know what I mean? He doesn't know that. And I remember telling him.
Well, he does now.
Yeah. Said, hey, man, remember this face. I'm going to be a wrestler. I'm going to see you on some shows someday. And he's all, keep it up. You know,
Have you ever worked with him, or?
Never, right?
No.
Never. We shared locker
even
rooms.
mention that.
We were in TNA with him for a minute. And we see him at a lot of indie shows, but never wrestled him.
No.
That'd be fun. I'd like to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be different.
Yeah.
Maybe California.
Maybe.
Never know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe we're talking to the booker right now, and you can make it happen.
Yeah, except now that we're talking about it, someone else is going to do it first, you know?
That's
I
true.
don't know, that's the way it always
He
goes.
never takes bookings though. I don't see him.
Well, the only reason he did is because we got him, you know? I mean, we literally took a year to get that deal done.
Jeez.
And truthfully signed him to a 3-show exclusive contract, 6 months. WWE signed him the next day.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, but what are you gonna do? You know, like it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna try to stop someone from going to WWE. They're probably paying him more.
Is he done there now, though?
For now,
Okay.
he'll be back, I'm sure. But now he's doing a marijuana documentary. They may
Oh, is he?
want him back. I don't know. We'll see. But you know, he's welcome here at the FWE.
Yeah, man, he was one of my favorites when I was a kid. I'd watch him on ECW. I thought he was the pioneer in that, you know, the stuff he was doing. It was good. Him and Jerry Lynn, some of those matches are still, they hold up to this day. Like, wow. Like,
And we've adapted that kind of style.
Yeah.
And made it into like.
They were like two of the first guys to like do it. Like, I think, like as far as reversals of reversals of reversals and quick, like the whole standoff thing. Like they
Sprints
created
and
that.
stuff,
Thing.
yeah.
I think they started.
Yeah, I mean, you
that,
guys literally sprint start to finish. It's just
Yeah.
boom, boom. You know, I mean,
They inspire. That's a lot of inspiration from them. You know, and I'm sure Savage and Steamboat and guys like that inspired them.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's generation after
right.
generation.
It'll be funny to see what we've inspired. And it's funny that I say that right now is because earlier he pulled up a video clip of a tag team doing our tandem springboard tombstone.
Oh yeah.
He
In
sent,
Chile.
He sent it. Is that in Chile?
That's
He
crazy.
sent it to Nick, and he said, "Hey, this is, you know, like, what did he say?
This is a tribute to you.
A tribute to you guys.
Hopefully you don't get mad.
Right. Of course, we're not gonna get mad. It's cool. Like
It's flattering.
It's
I mean,
flattering.
and Juicy Product, they're you
Yeah.
know, they're obviously huge fans of yours.
Yeah,
and
that's cool. Because again, we did the same thing. I mean, we still do. We pay tribute to our favorites every night when we're too sweeting and we're doing crotch chops. And,
Yeah, we got that.
I come strutting in like I'm Scott Hall into the ladder last night. I think you did the same thing.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah.
brought me back to WrestleMania 10, honestly. You know, but
Scott Hall knows that though. He tweets.
We're
all
all
the time.
fans. I mean, if we weren't, we wouldn't be in the business.
that's what I say. I hate people that can't admit they're a fan. Like, it's okay to not like the product. You
Right.
know, like if you don't like what you're watching,
Yeah.
watch a different company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if everybody saw last night's show, they'd be like,
There's-
holy crap.
I think there'd be at least one thing they'd be like, yeah, at one part of the show they would be like, whoa, that was good. That was different. That was cool. You know what I mean?
Well, everything you guys did. I mean,
right.
like, it's, you know, I mean, it's a small venue. It's our last time in Brooklyn. It's only 500 seats. But if that had been in a 10,000 seat arena, you could have put that on WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And if, I mean, seriously, look at what it did for the Hardys and the Dudleys. You know, they were really higher than you are now. And that
It blew
TLC
up.
just, you know, it did it. Elevated them. And if you had those eyes on last night, you know,
Right.
maybe we should just give it away for free.
We were talking. Well, I don't. That's your choice. We were talking to Daniels and Kazarian because we were putting the thing together, and we were like, "Man, we've put more emphasis and effort into this than we did most of our TNA stuff that we."
Well, we did a ladder match with
Yeah.
those guys on a TNA pay per view.
Yeah.
That was the joke. Was we didn't put.
We didn't put this much effort into that match.
Yeah.
You know, and,
and at a pay per view for TNA than we did last
well,
night.
because we probably talked over stuff for what would you say, 4 hours?
Longer than
5
that.
hours. I don't know. It was a pain in the neck.
We put a lot of thought.
Literally and figuratively.
Literally and figuratively.
But I think it was worth it.
Once it ended, like we all kind of like got in the back and hugged, and we were like, it was almost like a big giant sigh of relief. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we got through it. We're all okay.
And when fans come
7
up
out of
to
8?
you,
yeah,
when
and then
fans come to you after the show and they say, "Man, that was the craziest match I've ever seen live," then
right,
that makes it worth it.
and you're unscathed and unharmed.
Yeah.
Like, and then there was a hole in the ring right before the match.
Yeah, that was some quick thinking. We just gave away a bunch of free stuff, and we got guys under the ring. You know,
That's
they
smart.
had it fixed in like 7-8 minutes.
That was
the crowd
quick.
never knew.
That was quick.
Oh, wow.
We totally would have lost momentum. They were telling me we need 30 minutes to fix the ring. I said,
Jeez.
get every single person out here, get as much free merch as you can,
I didn't know
throw
that.
it to everyone, and get everyone under the ring. And we killed the lights. We played the California video, played the casino
That's
trailer,
good thinking.
and just, boom, 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 and it was done.
You
And
guys were
thank
quick.
God it held
We were
up.
shocked. We heard the theme music and we're like, whoa, we're starting.
Yeah,
we were thinking it was
we
going to be a
were-
minute.
We were still talking for a minute there.
Yeah, we were all. That kind of caused a little stress. Like I know Daniels in particular was like, oh crap.
Well, exactly. Why would you want to
Ring.
fall through the ring?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, one fall off that ladder is bad enough, and then add like wood,
Yeah.
steel, and
Yeah,
it
it
was-
goes through the mat.
It's
Yeah.
stressful enough when you're playing with things like ladders and tables and chairs. It's like
Yeah,
there's another factor.
Every bump hurts.
I mean, the first time you got hit with the ladder, you were bleeding from the back.
Yeah,
Literally,
I
the
know
first
that,
time
yeah.
you took the ladder. So
There was chaos all around the building. Like I'm slipping on chairs and I'm tables. At one point, I took a bump
Wood
in the-
everywhere.
Oh,
a bump
my
in the
gosh.
guardrail and like broke some. Face
yeah,
ankle.
you guys. Oh, wait, don't say that. That's gonna get edited. Shh.
I don't know if
that
that's true.
actually happened.
He said it. He hurt his ankle.
Really?
And he's like, my ankle. I'm like, I hope you're okay, man. And then like, I was so busy like asking if he was okay. I missed a spot in the ring. Nick's all, where are you? Help me.
I actually saw something like that. Maybe it was that, but I just saw this look in Nick's eye, like.
Matt, get in the ring. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm dealing with this poor guy. I think I injured.
Gosh, thank God we have insurance.
Well, if he hasn't said anything by now, I guess he's okay.
Or he's trying to track us down. FWE.
I thought you would have heard from him by now. So.
No. As long as you still too sweeting you when.
Yeah,
when
well,
he
I was.
like, "Ow."
I was like pretty concerned about him. I think that helped him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't just like, screw you, man. Like I was,
Yeah.
I was showing concern. So
Yeah, but it almost screwed up the match.
Yeah.
I was screaming. I was, Matt, where are you? Where are you, Matt?
I'm
That's
like,
funny.
well, I'm dealing with this guy that I think I hurt.
You think I cared? No, I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
get the
Nick
ring.
probably just thought that you were off. Like,
Right,
what the hell are you doing?
I get in the ring and I get wiped out with a super kick right away, and then we go to the floor, and he's like, "Where were you?" I'm like, "Well, I think I broke a fan's ankle." And he's like, "What?"
Yeah, I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. That was just mayhem, man. That match
That's
was
the last thing you want to deal with. Is a hanging hurt.
But yeah, other than the injured fan, I think we were all pretty.
This is all gonna be skipped anyway on TV.
Yeah, probably. It
Why is-
depends.
Why is he still talking about it?
Oh man. Well, Tommy actually hit a little girl with a ladder once.
Oh,
So,
God.
well, that was also due to you guys. Thank you, actually.
Oh,
when
yeah?
you threw Tommy into the ladder, you threw it into a little girl.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
I didn't even know
That was like that rumble, and then we put a chair on his head and we threw him in the pole.
That was his call, though. He wanted to do that.
Tommy is a sick man.
I was this. You might want to or edit this, but what time is it? 'Cause we should probably start doing a match because the guy's gonna be here at 4:30. You okay?
350.
Oh, how long's the match?
25 to 40. I
Should
don't know.
we start commentating maybe that?
Yeah, we can always jump back to this.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, we can even talk about what we're about to watch.
Oh, actually, yeah, we're gonna film this.
Okay, perfect.
And
Let's
let's
do
get
it.
the headset set up.
I just want to make sure we get it in.
That's what she said.
Yeah, put that in here.
That'll get edited. No.